All right, we're streaming. Now we're recording. All right, welcome back to episode 27 of the From Half Court Sports Talk Show with Darren and Rob. I'm your host, Rob. That's my other co-host, Darren, with the cool ass shades. Today we're going to be going over some more playoff predictions and some playoff recap from today's games and for the future games of later tonight and tomorrow. So, first of all, let's start off with the first game of the day. Darren, what did you think about the Utah Mavericks game?
Utah Mavericks game.
Yes.
I think it's very interesting. I think it was a very interesting game. I think Utah needed to win that game, especially with Luka not being there. I didn't get to see the whole game, but the biggest point was, can we see the box score real quick? Because I believe these two teams played, but when they did, Dinwiddie wasn't there, at least the first couple times, I believe. So I think that was an interesting fact to going into this game. But of course, if Luka's not there, they got to pull this game out, right?
Correct.
So let's see this box score real quick.
Do you see it?
Rudy Gobert only got one shot off.
Yes. And I think that's another big reason. He did have a great impact on the defensive side of the ball. But I think that's another reason, again, that they have to win this game. Luka's not out there. Donovan Mitchell has to take over and win the game. Donovan Mitchell didn't have the best game shooting on his part, but I feel he's just, the playoffs just started. He can easily.
And I'm gonna go out right quick and go back in real quick. All right.
You are? Okay. I think Donovan Mitchell will be fine, and I think if Luka Doncic gets back, he's definitely going to duel him like he did Jamal Murray a couple years ago. I'm still picking the Mavericks to win this series. I just want to see Luka finally get out the first round. But Donovan Mitchell's gonna put up a hard task because Donovan Mitchell is a problem, and with Luka not out there, they have no chance of winning this series. Best case scenario, they go 5 games with Utah without Luka.
Luka will be there though at some point, right?
I can't hear you, Darren.
You said what?
I can't hear you. You're like way.
You can't hear me?
No, that's better.
You said that's better?
Yeah, it was better than what it was before.
Okay. But yeah, I agree with you. If Luka's not there, they really don't have a chance. But I believe Luka's going to be coming back at some point, right?
Correct. As far as I know, it looks like the injury is day to day or game to game. So, it's just a game time decision.
I think he'll be back by the next game, considering how close this game was, as well.
Speaking of, I'm glad you mentioned that. The Mavericks actually played really well in this game. They were definitely hitting their shots, and they were doing a really good job of getting to the foul line. I think if you look at their free throws, they had like a lot of free throws. They had 34 free throws for the game, and they made 76% of them.
That's a lot of free throws.
So 26 points just off free throws. That's a big deal, especially when you're going against Rudy Gobert. How many fouls did he have? I don't think it says. Unless this is fouls. It's PF fouls. Well, they drew a lot of fouls.
Yeah, personal fouls.
Yep. So as long as they can keep that up, they can definitely be in these games. But they definitely need Luka back if they want to win the series.
Is my eyes off? Am I seeing Bogdanovich took 20 shots? All right.
That is correct.
Made 11?
That is correct.
And then Donovan Mitchell took 29?
Yes.
And made 19?
No. He made 10. He didn't have a great shooting night tonight.
Still with 32 points. That's a lot of shots, man. That's a lot of shots.
But I think he once he started seeing that he sort of was missing some more, he was still trying to take those shots, but he was started distributing more. Excuse me.
Okay.
But once I saw he started distributing more and started moving the ball around and keeping the pace of the offense going. So that's good to see.
It's going to be an interesting series still going forward, though, because I think does Luca really is he going to really matter if Rudy Gobert is just clogging up the middle? Luca just going to have to dish everything out. I just want to see what it ends up being because I think Utah beat them with when Luca was there in the season series.
Hmm.
But like I said, Spencer Dinwiddie wasn't there, and you can see his numbers down there. Clearly, that 22 points will matter.
Overall, great game. Right now, I have the Utah. As long as Lucas stays out, I have Utah winning this in five. All
Yeah,
right,
I don't know. I don't know. I think if Luca doesn't come back by the next game, I agree with you.
gotcha. All right, next game. This was a really good game. This was a really fun game. Oh man, hold on, Darren. I think OBS just crashed on me. Give me the 2 seconds.
Seeing that, I think I like Sage Darren. I think I'm gonna put that out on the podcast. Might Sage Darren might come back out on the podcast.
All right, so it looks like I'm sorry. So we're back up. We're back up and running.
Not bad.
All right, so the next game, the Minnesota Timberwolves versus the Memphis Grizzlies. Why does this keep crashing? All right, let's try this again. All right, so the next game we're going to talk about is the Minnesota Timberwolves versus the Memphis Grizzlies. Possibly, this might be the best chance of having a 7 game series out of all the Western Conference games that I've seen so far. Um, Anthony Edwards is a dog. Oh my God. He showed out in this game. He showed off his scoring ability. He showed that he can score from anywhere. He didn't have the best shooting night from three, numbers wise, but
That's a tough one.
I thought his numbers looked good overall. He looked good in the game. D'Angelo Russell and Colin Anthony Towns, I think this is for them, it's going to be their coming out party. That's all I can say. I think this is going to be their coming out party. I don't have them going out deep in the West, but I definitely can see them upsetting the Memphis Grizzlies in this round.
Here is Edwards.
Saying that, why does this keep playing, bro? This is pissing me off. So saying that, I think I have Minnesota winning this series in 7 games.
Okay. Um, I don't know if I see that. I don't know if it happens.
That's a tough one.
I don't know if I see that happens. Can you scroll down to the other numbers so we don't just look at that? Boom, boom, ba-da-da-da. Well, here's the thing. They should definitely come out of this series because their matchups kind of lean towards it. Carl
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Towns can outdo Valanciunas, right? No, Steven Adams. He can score on Steven Adams. It's going to be a good matchup. But Carl Anthony Towns can definitely score on him because he can draw him away from the basket with a 3-point shot. Um, the guard play in this series, the guard play in every series is going to be ridiculous. This is going to be another one of those. Um, young guards versus young guards. Both teams are gritty, but if I had to lean, sheesh. To me, it's about Jaren Jackson Jr. Who he's guarding. I would put him personally on Anthony Edwards and just say do your best. He's their best defender overall, I would say, and that will also probably free up Dylan Brooks and John Morant on the offensive side. Conserve their energy for the offensive side. John Morant looked like he still had 32 points. All right.
Yep.
and Dylan Brooks had 24.
Correct.
So this team just ultimately they just needed more help from their bench. It looks like, and I don't know if they just didn't get it or what. Honestly, you know what? Actually, no, they just got to play defense. I guess 130 points is a lot, giving up a lot of points
That's a lot of points, especially to the.
because ultimately I'm looking at their numbers on this side, and I'm just like, yeah, that's kind of what I expect out of everybody. Um, I guess on the other side, Minnesota's been sleeping up there for a while, and Carlton Towns been up there, and D'Angelo Russell's been there for a couple of years. This Anthony Edwards one is the biggest news now, especially as shit starts really popping and he starts learning. So I'm not surprised by what Minnesota's doing at all. Personally, Carlton Towns is my favorite center, like I said that before, but um, I'm not surprised.
What do you see this series going? How many games?
Um, maybe 7-2, but it could be anybody's series still. I think Minnesota got the better matchup, but I don't think they really got anybody that could stop Josh or Dylan Brooks.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really going to be depending on what help they get around those two people.
What I would say too, which I think might play a factor. This might be a little bit nitpicky, but I don't consider D'Angelo Russell a young guard. That's a little nitpicky, but do you still consider him a young guard? Is he a
He's a
veteran
vet.
guard at this point, like
He's a
6 years,
vet.
7 years? I
He's
think
a
that's
vet.
what they have on their side. Maybe not playoff experience directly, but they do have NBA experience on the Grizzlies, and they're still young too. They're still all in their, for the most part, in their 20s. Uh, Cat and D'Lo and Anthony Edwards is in his young 20s, obviously. But
It's just not.
I
This
think they
team
have
is just
the veteran experience side on their team.
most definitely, but it's not even just that, bro. Like Patrick Beverly versus one of those young guards is going to irritate one of them motherfuckers.
Oh yeah, bro, he was giving them problems. He was giving them problems, and he hit a couple shots too. And when Beverly's hitting, that team's flowing.
Yeah, it's going to be a good series, though.
Definitely. All right, so the next game we're going to cover real quick is the one that's currently going on right now. The Philadelphia 76ers versus the Toronto Raptors. Currently, they're in the third quarter. Philly's up 79-60. What are your thoughts about this series going forward?
Um, I still got Toronto probably pulling this out.
Series or this game?
This series, I think Toronto can pull out the series, especially because trying to look for him. Who is it that can't play? And Bible? I'm not sure if it's Bible,
Is you looking right here?
but he can't play in Canada because he's not vaccinated.
Gotcha.
So I want to see what that like entails. And I think that would give Toronto just needing to steal one game at on the road, and I think it's possible that they get that.
I think this is the classic matchup of a star-driven team versus I don't want to say a team because that doesn't make sense, but a more classical team-based game where versus a star-driven game. I still think it's gonna be a really good matchup for that. I see this series going 6 games either way, possibly. Um, and I think it's gonna be Toronto's team versus the Phillies Stars, and who could win out.
I disagree with that as well because I mean I disagree with your star analogy only because if we look at the score right now, don't Tobias Harris have pretty much the second most points on the team right now?
Yes.
Are we considering him a star?
I never considered him a star.
All
At
right,
least
then
not
if that's
in
the
this.
case, then I don't see how you can say I don't consider it stars versus stars versus a team. I guess to me, the biggest storyline in this series is obviously what's going on with James Harden right now. Will he be able to lift this team past? Will he be able to get out the playoffs? Get out the East? Do something because at this point we know we're writing the story on a lot of people's careers, and the young people, we're not writing their stories yet. Like even Zion, we're pretty much leaving that book up, that story open on the first page. But we're pretty much ready to say Westbrook, yeah, we don't, you don't really care about playing for a winning a championship, and it's not a bad thing at this point. We just know it, we just know it. Same, but now we're starting to say the same thing about James Harden. Either you just melt down in the playoffs, and that's going to always be your story, or maybe just the meltdown thing. But at the end of the day, that's one thing that we're starting to say, right?
Well, we actually, yes, we. I see what you're saying about writing the story, and the story so far of James Harden's career, from a mainstream perspective, is the him not playing well in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Besides that OKC team. So yes, to your point, that is his story right now, and I think it is a big deal according to his legacy when it comes into that factor. Because I remember me and you were having a conversation, and we were talking about top five shooting guards, and we were
Mm-hmm.
talking about James Harden possibly being in that top five. Because I think I probably asked you a question about the top 75 players or something,
Yeah,
and
I just randomly I said Klay Thompson should have been in the top 75, and I was like, he's like, you agree, but I was like, yeah, because he's a top. Oh, anyway, we started talking about a shooting guard, and James Harden got mentioned, and I said he's a top five shooter, and then you kind of just felt that kind of quick.
yeah, I disagreed with you, but it's possible that one day he can definitely be that because he definitely has the stats to back it up. He just doesn't have the hardware as in the form of championships. And it's
Champion.
not like okay, he got there and he lost a couple times. He's only been there once, and every other time it's been a very disappointing first round or second round loss because he's not playing well. It's usually him having poor shooting performances, especially with those Rocket teams back in the day and more recently.
Yeah, all I'm saying is we're going to start saying soon. All right, bro, are you just a person who melt down in the playoffs every year? Because if that's the case, that's your story, and that's the biggest. That when you started naming the other shooting guards, for anybody that's watching, he named obviously there was Michael Jordan. I obviously agree with um, D Wade, and I think you might say Kobe and somebody else. Name two more people, and I was like, damn, you're right. And I was like, the only reason why is because everybody else won a championship or was a vital piece in a champion. I don't know, something like that. And it was just like James Harden was missing that one thing
Yeah,
compared to all you.
the only person. So I'm gonna put it in order. It was Jordan, Kobe, Dwayne Wade, and the fourth person I believe was Allen Iverson. And that's the one person I had. I'm sorry. Did we say Clay at four? I think I forgot Clay. All right, I'm gonna
I
put
can't
Iverson over
disagree.
Clay.
Clay's my favorite shooting guard.
I'm gonna put Iverson over Clay for right now, but Clay's probably gonna pass Iverson soon. Um,
Clay is
but
over
I would put
Iverson.
James Harden is in that conversation right there. But I wouldn't put James Harden over Clay Thompson. Clay Thompson has championships, vital championships, and he's a vital piece to all three of those championships.
To me, it's the other way around. Clay Thompson has 3 championships, so I'm gonna keep Clay Thompson at 4. Then we could talk about AI and James Harden. And the biggest thing is that AI actually got his team to a championship and lost to a better team. Uh, like a juggernaut, he would have to score every point for his team and go flawless to beat that team in that seven game series. Um,
And he was able to pull off
but
one.
so what?
He was able to get one too.
Yeah, he was able to get one too. And my biggest thing about James is that he was never able to do that, even though he's had it. Chris Paul, um, Westbrook, other players. He's played with a lot of talent, and he's just not been able to do it.
Look at
So
right now.
honestly, he was with KD last year.
Right now, we're in the middle of the third. He's 3 from 12 from the field.
Yeah, this is probably not up.
You think it's as simple as once the playoffs come, coaches and teams can focus more on taking the players away, and that's what's hurting James Harden. He can't. They're taking away his ability to be ISO, have that ISO game
I don't
because
know.
that's the only difference. It's just they can watch more film on you. They can probably dissect you more at a higher
I
level
don't
because
know.
they got to play you game to game.
I feel you on that, but I don't know if that's the thing that's stopping James Harden year in and year out. If that's the one thing that's saying, so coaches stop James Harden every year. How
That's what
then
it
we really
feels
got to.
like.
But then if that's the question, then we really got to question his greatness because with LeBron, you can't stop LeBron. Like you can't stop Curry. There's you don't really stop a Kawhi unless injuries stop Kawhi.
Mm.
You don't stop a KD.
They have bad games. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
James Harden has bad series. And now, if you want to contribute that to coaching, I'm all for it. But then we got to take him down that step compared to all these other guys who is really there's no answer for you don't there's no planning for Giannis. You play Giannis. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. But he has all the talent with him right now. Um, they gave up a lot to get him, so y'all definitely cannot miss the second round. Y'all got this team got to make the second round no matter what.
I
But I
think anything but an Eastern Conference. I think honestly anything but a finals appearance is a failure. But they have to at least get to the Eastern Conference Finals.
the problem is that bro, Joel Embiid, I know he had an MVP season, bro. Bigs don't last forever, bro. He's had a lot of injuries, and they gotta get that championship while they can. And I just don't know if it's gonna happen this year because there's a lot of young teams that's hungry. And that's probably be a good transition to our last topic, I think.
Oh well, I'm sorry. I wanted to preview one more game before we left. Before we
Okay, no,
moved on to that last topic. Um, so I wanted to talk about this Golden State Denver game. Do we have any takes on this? Predictions for this series?
it's definitely.
Last time I checked, it was a game time decision.
Um, I gotta go and stay one in this series. That's the best I can say for you.
How about for this game?
Mm, if everybody's healthy,
Okay, so Steph is playing game one. It's
I
official.
got
30 minutes
Golden
ago.
State winning.
Um, with all the injuries on Denver's roster, I got Golden State sweeping the series.
Okay, that's crazy. How are they going to justify giving Jokic the MVP if he doesn't get one game then?
So I will say this: how are they going to justify it? I don't know. I have no idea. Um, do you think Jokic is the MVP?
Yeah, either him or Giannis,
So how
or
would you justify
MVP.
it then? Because I don't know how to answer that question.
I mean, he's the MVP. His numbers is better than last year. His numbers is better than everybody
I'm
else.
sorry. Let me rephrase the question. If they get swept in this series, how would you justify it?
He has better numbers. His numbers went up from better than last year. Have Jamal Murray again.
I don't know. I'm just saying if he had his guys with him, it would be a whole different story. This might be a 6-7 game series. Um, but without Michael Porter Jr. or Jamal Murray, I don't see them winning this. Have any chance in this series?
Hmm. I don't think
He can still have
MVP.
good numbers too.
No, I don't think MVP really means most valuable player anymore. Either I want to let that be known because most valuable player is easily Giannis. If you take Giannis off that team, I don't know what that team is doing, but that's all I got to say about that.
You know they don't like giving it to people all the time, the same people all the time.
They about to give it to Jokic again. He just won it. Jokic just won
But
it last year.
but I don't the MVP the race has always been weird. You remember those couple years when like LeBron should have gotten it when he didn't?
That's what I'm saying. It just doesn't matter. It doesn't mean most valuable player. It means best players or whoever had the best season that year.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's all it means. It doesn't mean most valuable player. Best season, best statistical season. That's what it truly means. But and who's like most liked by the media. But I'm gonna leave that all alone,
All right.
and we can continue.
So our last topic of the evening is going to be a little bit more fun. Uh, if you want me to pull up a list, I can. Um, we're doing a top 5 under 25 current NBA players.
I feel like we did this before.
Not on this show.
Not on this YouTube channel.
Uh, I couldn't find anything. I don't know what it would have been on unless we did it during last year's playoffs.
25 is so
A weird number.
old now for these guys. I'm gonna limit mine to just people who's in the playoffs. I'm not gonna do people who's not playing in the playoffs or anything like that. That's how I'm gonna justify my list.
All right,
All right, I'm ready. I got my list.
go ahead.
Ready?
Mhm.
Luca, Ja. I'm gonna leave Zion off because he's not playing right now.
Okay.
Honestly, moving really quick. But Trey
I was just trying
Young,
to see their ages really quick. My bad. I could go slower.
Jason Tatum. My last one's a hard one though. I keep looking. Fuck. That boy gonna be a dog, so I just can't put him in that list yet because I seen what Jamal Murray do too. Let me see. Who they gonna be? This is not easy. And this is their order.
This is this random website's order.
I feel like I'm missing somebody. Is Donovan Mitchell not under 25?
Probably not. Probably like 26. Oh, he's 20. It says he's 25. His birthday's not till September.
What are we saying? Under 25 or 25 and under?
It says top 5 under 25. So
Yeah. So Trey Young, um, I guess I gotta put. You know what? Since Zion's not playing, I'm not gonna put him in there. I like Bi, but oh my goodness, this is such a hard. This is a hard ass decision for this last spot. I like Bi, but his game is sometimes streaky. Like there's somebody that I missed. Like no, can't put him in there. I think nah, not Tyler Hero. I think I'm gonna go Garland.
Garland.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Garland in my last spot.
Gotcha.
What he did with that team and the fact I know he didn't make the playoffs, he made the play-in tournament, but he was in the playoffs before the play-in tournament. They just had to play in the play-in tournament. But I like his game. I just like his game. It's a smooth game overall.
Gotcha. All right. My list is pretty straightforward. I got Luca at number 1. I believe Luca is Let me stop. That's blasphemous. Okay. I think Luka's number one. I think he's the future of the league. I think he's gonna win 5 championships, etc., etc. Right now I got Jason Tatum at number two. Uh,
You got
I think
yours
Jason
actually
Tatum at his
listed
best is
out.
unguardable. Excuse me.
You got yours actually listed out.
No, but I kind of did like a mental list earlier today.
Okay, go ahead.
Um, I got Jason Tatum. I like Jason Tatum as an all-around player, as just like an all-around scorer. Um, I think he's unguardable personally at his best, and I see him as a 3-point sniper as well, which is what makes him scary and dominant. Next I gotta go with Trae Young. Trae Young is just an amazing all-around point guard. From an offensive standpoint, he does everything that you would want to do, and he spreads the floor and scores at a high level with a great 3-point percentage. You gotta love that in a point guard. I also got to go with John Morant as my 4. He's had an incredible season. Uh, his athleticism is insane. His athleticism is insane. The last time I was this wowed by somebody's athleticism was probably back when like a Russell Westbrook, a young Russell Westbrook, and MVP D Rose. That's when I felt. That's what I think about when I watch John Morant play. You could say that Derrick Rose is possibly faster with the ball in the midcourt, but this kid can jump out the gym and still finish at the rim at a high percentage and still get his team involved at a young age. I think he's incredible. And lastly, this is going to be a little bit hard to. This is one is going to be a little bit up there. I got to put Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero is a sniper. I think Tyler Hero is not only, I don't want to say the future of this league, but I think he's a future sniper of this league. He's probably going to be third in this league. I can't wait to see Tyler Hero with his own basketball team where he's like the guy. I think that'll be perfect for him. I love where he's at right now with Miami playing in a system, but I can't wait to see Hero ball from Tyler Hero in the future.
I got a couple problems with what you said. You didn't mention Trae Young getting better with the passing and getting his team involved more. Um, that's the thing that he probably got best at in the league. That in his little floater game. I don't agree with the Tyler Hero one at all. Um, pretty much at all. What is his numbers for the year that makes you just say he's actually just go to his thing. Just scroll down.
20 points a game, 4.9 rebounds, 4 assists, uh, just under 3 3 pointers a game, and 43% from the field.
All
I
right,
think he's
man.
the future of the league. I just want
I
to see
can't.
him play like with his team, where they're making the team around him. I think that's where he's going to succeed the most, as like a superstar player, I should say. Right now, he's more of in a role, but I think he's an excellent. I think he's excellent at that role.
I don't think he'll be ever in a system where they put it around him.
I don't know, bro. I've been watching Tyler for a second, especially at Kentucky, because that was the real test to see if he can play at Kentucky. Then it was like, could he translate to the NBA? And I think he translated pretty well. And I think he only gets better from here.
How many guys out of this top 10, underneath the top 10, truly have a system built around them? All these guys do at the top. Luca, yeah. Trae Young, yeah. Zion, yeah. Ja, yeah. Jason Tatum is his team. Yup. Keep going, keep going.
Mello, yes.
LaMelo is his team. It's built around him. You can debate shot, but I don't watch enough OKC to say it's not, so I'm gonna leave that alone. And this is my biggest problem with your list. Bam Adebayo is a clearly more important piece to Miami.
To be honest, I didn't know Bam was under 25 And
You passed him 15 times on this list.
yeah, but I didn't know that before today.
You still putting Tyler Hero there,
Tyler Hero's the truth.
bro. But Bam is. I can't. I just can't with y'all. Yo, wow. I like Tyler Hero, but he's never gonna have a system built around.
The only person I would argue over Tyler Hero, looking back at this list, is where I just passed him. Where'd he go? Jamal Murray.
Yeah, it's Jamal Murray and Donovan Mitchell for me. I was just debating between those two.
Is that Donovan Mitchell under 25?
Are you kidding me?
Did we pass him? I don't see him on this
Are we
list.
doing under 25 or 25?
Under 25. It's listed under
Okay,
25.
no, he's not.
All right.
Then
You got anything else to say?
Bi would also been on my list, but
Honorable mention.
I like what Garland. did
One
this
more
year.
honorable mention. I like to give an honorable mention to DeAndre Ayton as well. Amazing playoff series last year. Playoff run, I should say.
We'll see.
All right. So thank you guys once again for watching another episode of the From Half Court Sports Talk Show with Darren and Rob. We'll see you guys next week, Monday, April 25th, with another episode. See you then. Peace.